CBS 8 is always working for you, but we're not the only ones working for our community. Hello, welcome, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jenny Day, and thank you to San Diego Community Power, the sponsor of this special. So to make our community as strong and resilient as possible, especially during the holidays, it requires the help of everyone, from our neighbors and community leaders to our incredible nonprofit organizations and strong business sector. So we want to highlight a few of those groups whose work is critical during this time of year. That includes Rady Children's Hospital, which is supporting children and families who spend the holidays in the hospital. From skating in the ice rink at the Arts District Liberty Station to the Parade of Lights to a holiday book and toy store, Rady Children's Light the Way campaign goes the extra mile to help patients and families during these difficult times. Steve Jennings, Senior Vice President of Rady Children's Hospital, spoke with our Heather Myers about how you can get involved.
Child to be in the hospital during the holidays, not a lot of fun. So we try to do things to really encourage these kids, and the community can get involved. And Light the Way is really about giving back to those kids and families during the holiday season. And we have a lot of different ways in which you can get involved. You can donate directly. You can go to our website, radyfoundation.org, and make a direct donation to support our kids. We also have our ice rink that we do at Liberty Station. Our great partners at Liberty Station. We've now done the ice rink there for 8 years. It'll be there through January 5th. So please come out. All those proceeds from the ice rink go to support our Thriving After Cancer program, which really gives kids these great wraparound and support services post their treatment.
So people may be asking, when you bring in this money, exactly how does it help the patients who are there?
Right. So Rady Children's is a not-for-profit, and so we do look at philanthropy as a way to support our children. And so every dollar, 100 pennies on every dollar, goes directly to care for those kids, to buy them gifts sometimes during the holiday season, make sure that they have at least some warmth over the holiday season with their family and friends.
Steve, for folks that need more information about all of the events that you mentioned, plus so much more, where can they go?
Radyfoundation.org. Everything from making a direct gift to volunteer opportunities are on that website.
Yeah, again, the Rady Children's Ice Rink is open through January 5th from 10 in the morning to 10 at night. You can get more information on our website, cbs8.com/community. Well, now to a San Diego community that could always benefit from some extra support during the holidays, our military community. Many military families face financial difficulties because of a combination of San Diego's high cost of living and military pay not being as high as some other careers. That's where Support the Enlisted Project steps in. The nonprofit provides customized financial advice to military families to make sure that they don't suffer from a financial crisis. Over the holidays, they have a couple of programs where you can get involved. The CEO of STEPS spoke with our Carlo Cicchetto about how people can adopt a military family's holiday wish list to fulfill their dreams this holiday season.
Adopt a whole family?
You can adopt a whole family, yeah.
Do you reach out to them, you get a list, and then they get adopted?
And then we pass that on to families that have said we want to adopt a family or kids or parents or this type of, it's kind of a mix and match. And then we'll collect all the pieces, and then they'll do a drive-through distribution. We'll do food, diapers, other necessities, and then they'll get like a giant red bag full of pretty much everything they ask for.
Do the people who donate, do they get to see where their money goes to or where their gifts go to with these families?
Yeah, they'll get thank you notes from each one of them, and they're always welcome to come out and help us with the rest of the volunteers as we hand out this stuff. Yeah.
That's a way for people to really get connected with this community specifically, isn't it?
It is, and when you see the faces, it's kind of like going to the aquarium where you get to like touch the starfish and you can reach in there, and it's just like one of the common feedback I get is like, oh, they're just like regular people. And it's like they're just regular families stuck in this challenging position, sent here to California with a very strenuous job, very transient lifestyle they get put into, and it's the holiday season time of year, and it's a squeeze for them, and we're here to make it a little bit better through the holidays and help build that relationship with them, so when they're ready to take the next step on their finances, they know and trust STEP is there for them.
Yeah, STEP also has distribution drives each month where military families can show up to get food and basic household necessities. For more information, you can go to their website, teamstepusa.org. And Support the Enlisted Project also works closely with another great nonprofit, Feeding San Diego. Throughout the holidays, Feeding San Diego is holding regular distribution drives as well across the county. CBS 8 was at one of these drives before Thanksgiving. I have volunteered there myself. 600 families got the food needed for a Thanksgiving feast now, and also other household essentials. If you are looking for more information on the next one, you can go to their website, feedingsandiego.org.
Find food map there. You can put your zip code in and it'll narrow in on that zip code and tell you all of our distributions that provide food to.
What about our viewers that understand this is a need and it's something they can do? Is there more than one way they can help? Is it just hitting the button and donating cash, or are there other ways to get involved?
Yeah, multiple ways to make an impact. Of course, hitting the button, donating cash, but you can give your time through volunteerism at our warehouse or throughout the community.
Yeah, since 2007, Feeding San Diego has distributed nearly 400 million meals to those in need. Our sincere thanks. Well, the San Diego Rescue Mission is another nonprofit that helps out thousands of people over the holidays. One of their biggest events is the Thanksgiving Community Outreach Meal. On the Saturday before Thanksgiving, the Rescue Mission gives out 2,500 pounds of food, 1,400 slices of pie, and essential services like haircuts and hot showers to those in need. Donnie D, president and CEO, says people line up around the building before it even opens, really showing the tremendous need in our community.
Us celebrating, a day that our country has set aside to give thanks, and so we're going to do that on Saturday in a great way, and people that come are going to have the opportunity to do that with us.
This is a year-round mission at the San Diego Rescue Mission to make sure that homeless San Diegans have a roof over their head, especially for some of the people who are in their most dire conditions. Does it get overwhelming when you do this work day in and day out, Donnie, and the number of homeless people on our streets continues to grow?
That's a great question. It does get a little discouraging, but I have to continue to remind myself why we do this, that, God has raised up the San Diego Rescue Mission because he cares about every individual life. And so every single person that we get off the streets is a win, it's a victory. But it's no joke. We drive around town, anybody drives around San Diego, and we see that the homeless problem continues to get worse. And so we all have to, government, service providers, public, private, churches, businesses, we all have to start doing some things differently if we're going to change homelessness in San Diego. But we have to focus on it one life at a time.
Yeah, and if you want to help the rescue mission, you can go to their website, sdrescue.org, and click on Get Involved. The nonprofit holds a similar outreach event before Christmas, also with a free feast and essential services. This year, it's going to happen on Saturday, December 21st. Well, now to the Neighborhood House Association. It was established in 1914 in Barrio Logan as a settlement house to help immigrants have an easier transition. Today, they support the lives of thousands of people across the country. CBS 8's Kirsten Holmes explains their work today as they celebrate 110 years of working for our community.
To hire the babies that we're serving today into our workforce tomorrow.
CEO Rudolph Johnson is passionate about training tomorrow's workforce.
I'm not just the president and CEO, I'm also a former client.
When Rudy was just a baby, his parents wanted to give him a head start on life. That's why Rudy got to work for our community, making the vision of NHA a reality, because he says he's proof that it can work.
The same child I'm serving today who's 4 is going to be just as lovely and cute 10 years from now when they're 14. And society may not feel that way, and it's my responsibility to ensure we're still wrapping our arms around him or her.
Head Start, just one of NHA's programs, provides families with early childhood development all across the country and right here in San Diego.
We are proud to serve approximately 4,000 of those 0 to 4-year-olds daily. So we're a mini school district. We have a technology center, college prep program. We have a youth internship program, a central kitchen that produces 6,000 meals per day.
When I started middle school, I was very shy. I did not have any friends.
Jasmine Herrera is an award-winning student in high school today who got her start in Head Start.
They gave out free pencils, free markers, and I feel like that's just like a big help to me, that I can have school supplies for my school.
It's not just Jasmine. Her little brother loves reading and is also thriving. NHA has what they call wraparound services in their continuum of care. That means Jasmine's entire family, including her dad Jorge, are all involved.
You take that day and you go on a field trip, you go read with your kid in school. You're not going to get paid that day, money-wise, but you will get paid with good memories with your child.
Jorge says he knows firsthand just how difficult balancing work, paying bills, and raising tomorrow's leaders today can be. He says he's thankful for NHA's financial counseling.
Knowing what to do when you're at the bottom, rising yourself up. Because a lot of people hit the bottom and they don't have guidance on coming back up.
As for me,
Jasmine wants to be a counselor or even a principal right here in San Diego County because of what she learned through the Neighborhood House Association.
it makes me feel good at the same time that I'm helping other people.
Working for our community, Kirsten Holmes, CBS 8.
I sincerely hope these stories inspire you to do some good. A lot more still to come. Up next, we'll share how 2 nonprofits are using the great outdoors to support our community in different ways. Welcome back. I'd now like to shed light on an organization and the people making nature even more beautiful. Some of our best trails and waterways are accessible and clean, all thanks to the nonprofit Nature Collective. I joined them for a walk along the San Alejo Lagoon.
The creation of healthier waterways and habitats really has brought rich diversity back to this area.
There's 8 miles of hiking trails.
If you enjoy the outdoors, walking along a trail with a variety of plants and animals like a white egret or jumping fish, some of that credit goes to Nature Collective.
Oftentimes our work is behind the scenes, and that we want nature to shine. We want nature to be accessible for all.
The North County nonprofit restores habitats, helps create healthier waterways and greater wildlife diversity. They partner with everyone from local cities and the state to individual landowners.
Some of it may involve dredging, moving sand out or material out to increase flow. Some of it is simply seeding and replanting native wildlife.
Their work has been along the Escondido Creek watershed, all the way to the Pacific Ocean. One of their biggest projects being to protect, conserve, and preserve the San Alejo Lagoon, where fresh and saltwater meet and mix.
It brings cleaner air. It brings clean water to us as residents in these areas. It also brings areas of refuge and restoration for ourselves and our well-being. So not only does the land benefit, but people benefit from it.
The new 3-mile loop near the lagoon is also now complete.
There's a lot of other trailheads along this way.
The reopening of the unique and now very popular Annie Slot Canyon is another example of their work.
We worked with a lot of partners to go back in to see if it could be restored and cleaned up so people could access it and see this really unique geologic location and value it for what it is.
Nature Collective was founded back in 1987, and to this day, its focus is on conservation and science education. The goal is for future generations to appreciate and protect nature.
You can find that serenity, you can find that space, you can find that opportunity for mental and physical health.
Of course, donations are always helpful, and there are tons of volunteering opportunities. I'll put more information on our website about becoming an ambassador. Nature Collective also does school programs and family-friendly events. Everyone is invited to come out and learn more about nature.
There's really a space for everyone. We want them to know that, and we encourage folks to become part of our organization. We'd love that.
We are so lucky to live here, thanks to them. Well, now we want to take you to a farm in Encinitas that's making the most of nature in a different way. I got the chance to tour Coastal Roots, a nonprofit Jewish community farm and education center that helps feed 45,000 people a year for free.
Coastal Roots Farm's mission is to nourish community.
We're always growing with what's in season.
From tall corn stalks to vibrant tomatoes, at Coastal Roots Farm, at least 60 different organic crops are grown year-round.
And we're growing around 80,000 pounds of food a year feeding around 45,000 people.
It was founded on Jewish agricultural values by the Leach Tag Foundation nearly 10 years ago.
We believe that the Jewish values that we were founded on and practice have universal relevance and universal meaning. So I'll give you one example. One of our Jewish values is called Pele, which is wonder. Wonder is sort of what guides the curriculum at Coastal Roots Farm, right? So we invite kids onto the farm. This is like their 18-acre classroom, and we hope that they have eyes wide open, fostering a love of nature, understanding how their actions impact the environment.
Another example being hospitality, the welcoming of strangers and sharing their abundant harvest.
In ancient times, they'd have the notion of peah, which would be lining the corners and the edges of your fields for people to have dignified access to food. And here we have our Pay What You Can farm stand on the corner and the edge of the property, very much kind of capturing that idea that everybody has the right to live a good life and having nutrient dense food.
The Pay What You Can farm stand is open twice a week. Pay what you can, big or small, for beautiful, fresh vegetables. Then the rest, about 75%, is donated to local nonprofits. 1 in 4 people right here in San Diego need help getting food on the table.
We at the farm feel really strongly that everybody belongs here. And so we're proud of these Jewish values. We want to share these Jewish values and traditions. And we want to do it shoulder to shoulder with people who come from all walks of life.
All year long, Coastal Roots hosts private events, farm-to-table dinners, and farm camps for kids.
As we talk about balancing screen time with green time.
Coastal Roots Farm relies on donations, grants, corporate partnerships, sponsorships, and volunteers, all to fuel a healthier community and more sustainable environment. Head to CBS8.com for more.
Delicious and nutritious. There's truly so much good happening in our community, but it can be hard to make it in the music industry. Up next, how one nonprofit is helping local artists get their start. Well, breaking into the music industry can be competitive and expensive, but there's a local nonprofit providing the equipment, space, and support for recording artists to take their dreams to the next level. Here's more from my time at the music company.
It's like a playground for musicians.
Meet rappers, singers, and songwriters Mozart and K-Press Play. These two talented artists met at a jam session at the music company in Pacific Beach.
What they're doing for the community is so dope. It's fire, so I just kind of fell into it, loved it. More than just the space and the equipment. It's just the opportunity and the networking and all of that aspect as well.
I brought my music from, sounding amateurish to being all the way.
That's kind of what we were going for, is to create a place where people felt really comfortable expressing their creativity.
The nonprofit music studio aims to level the playing field for independent artists by making access more affordable to those pursuing their dreams. Here's Executive Director Ted Pawella.
Helps them to get better shows, helps them to break out of a local audience to build what might be a regional or even a national or global audience.
The music company opened several studios in March of 2023, filled with state-of-the-art instruments, equipment, and engineers.
Yeah, another run through on the vocals. Of course we can.
Rates are only around $20 an hour. That's about a quarter of what you'd pay at a commercial studio.
We call this Studio A. Most of the time we use this when we're tracking a larger band and we want to just break out the vocals separately. This room is also used a lot for podcasts. This one is called our production suite. This gives them an opportunity that they can come in and they can practice, they can get sort of a set dialed in before they go do a show.
The band Lunas was rehearsing in another studio. So from a single podcast to a studio album, not only can you create content and practice your craft, but TMC also hosts community events and workshops that range from music production to business management.
Someone could walk in the door and have nothing with them except an idea, and they can make music here.
The music company relies on volunteers and donations from generous people in our community who simply appreciate the arts.
I don't know that there's anybody I've ever met in my life who wouldn't say that music has played a role in their life, helped them through a difficult time. It reminds them of good times. I think for all of us, it's really got meaning and significance.
Yeah, so cool. Wishing them all well. More positive news ahead as we support the fight against ALS. We'll share how you can get involved. Well, every 90 minutes, someone is diagnosed with ALS and someone dies from the disease. That's why events like the Walk to Defeat ALS are so valuable. This event, which actually happened in October, brings together thousands of people to support ALS research in finding a cure. San Diego already plays a big role in working toward that goal.
Last year in 2023, the first and only FDA-approved treatment for the genetic side of ALS was researched at UCSD and then finished up at Ionis Pharmaceuticals in Carlsbad. It's making remarkable adjustments for our families to live longer.
Fight ALS! Fight ALS! Fight ALS!
Yeah, to learn more about how you can support the ALS Association in their search for a cure, you can go to als.org. Thank you for joining us, and thank you to San Diego Community Power, the sponsor of this special. Really so nice to shed light on all of the good. I'm Jenny Day for CBS 8. Keep up the great work. Take care.